Yo, welcome to More Than a Design, episode 7, day after Thanksgiving. Got the bro Chris here. What's up, man?
What's up, man? I'm doing good. How you been?
I'm good, man. Good time yesterday with the family or the missus and the kid.
Yeah, I wasn't there. I spent Thanksgiving on my lonely,
That's
it was pretty good, because the last couple of weeks I've been spending a lot of time with the family, so it was good to recoup and
you cooked?
Recoup.
No, did you cook?
Nah, hell no. I don't know how to cook. Got some Red Lobster on DoorDash.
Red Lobster, some cheddar biscuits on Thanksgiving.
Biscuits was nice, and watch the game. It was good. It was good.
Yeah. Nah, I didn't even watch the game, but yeah, the missus cooked for the first time on Thanksgiving. She made the lasagna. Well, no, I made the lasagna.
Okay.
She made the chicken. We had I don't eat chicken, but we had some chicken. Yeah. We had some broccoli, some mac and cheese, some candy yams. Had the marshmallows toasted and shit on there. We had some salmon.
Man, you gotta include the salmon.
We had to have some salmon. Yeah. It was really good, So
it's festive.
Yeah, we'll be doing Thanksgiving at my crib, next year. This was like a test run to see if me and her could do it, and we did it. It was busting.
Successful.
It was busting. So for this episode, I just wanted to. I feel like, this is Black Friday, but by the time this episode airs, it'll be like the end of December, probably the beginning of January, depending on what we got. But this will be like a 2003 recap of just some of the top brands. And I wanted to really go off of Complex's list. So I took the list, and what we're going to do is just really dissect it. Really,
see if it's hitting.
Based off what they were saying, based off some of the collaborations or achievements of the brand. Yeah. The list isn't that bad, but it's real commercial.
No Complex.
Oh man, come on, man. Complex is cool.
Salute to Complex. You know what I'm saying?
We definitely need a booth in Complex Con. So no, I'm not shitting on Complex at all. Not at all. But we definitely do some work with y'all. But the list. It's cool.
It's cool.
Okay. It's cool. Let's take a look at the top streetwear brands of 2003 so far. Supreme, number 1. Go figure. I don't even know if this is in order by list, but Supreme.
It's definitely probably in terms of most important.
Yeah. Cactus Plant, some of their collabs this year. Cactus Plant, collaboration with Undercover, and a collaboration with Cool G.
Yeah.
Of course, Stone Island. They had the Bounty Hunter collab, which was fire. That was a fire collab. But Supreme really fucking shines in their fall winter with a lot of the North Face. Yeah. Their winter pieces are typically hitting.
Accessories.
The Cactus Plant joint. I don't think that was hitting for me. But.
They're a popular brand, and plus they do have some really good collaborations.
Yeah.
So that's probably why it's there. Same thing with Supreme, and Supreme in terms of sales is probably still number 1. So that's probably what they're
Speaking of sales, so that's why I wanted.
And they've had some really good pieces too. I know
they've had some pieces. The difference now with Supreme, I feel like, is when you go on their website, you can actually freaking buy pieces.
The reselling.
The reselling is definitely that's what I wanted to ask you about. So VF Corporation, they acquired Supreme for $2.1 billion, and of course the reactions have been a little bit mixy.
Yeah.
And is reselling dead, and has this hurt Supreme? I think the reselling. I seen this on Reddit. By reselling, someone said, in its original format, sellers go to thrift, the bins, and estate sales and resell as a profit. Of course, there are many variants. If you live in New York or LA where they recycle product like newspaper, then you'll have a easier go. But the market is much saturated. Can resellers make enough to live nowadays? Is pricing a race to the bottom now that it's so harder to make a profit?
Yeah,
and I feel like that was Supreme's biggest few years when reselling was so big, because you couldn't get any of the drops. Yeah. So the resale value of a lot of stuff, you go on StockX, you go on GOAT, fucking a $200 sweater now is going for like $600 to $800.
Yeah. But I think that has, I don't know the manufacturing of Supreme, but that might have something to do with the way they manufacture their clothes, the level of stock they have. Maybe back then they had lower stock, so maybe it sold out quicker. I don't know. But like, the hype is dead across the board. Like, it's not what it used to be. I think for a lot of reasons. I think now one reason that's not spoken about is the fakes.
Yeah.
And the replicas and how like
nasty work. Nasty fucking work.
Salute the replicas. But
nasty work.
But like replicas are like everywhere now. And these days, if you want a pair of like, I don't know, like off-whites, for example, you can get like a pair of off-whites that look identical to the real thing.
Yeah.
And the community's grown so, I think it's like millions now within that community. It's grown so large now that like there's no need to pay retail price for something you can get the identical of. It's just, and now they replicate everything.
So the resale value, I mean, now resellers now are fighting against the fakes.
So they're fighting against the fake. And it's even, I remember a couple years ago when Kanye said, when he was working with Adidas, he said he wants his stuff mass produced. Yeah. And it's like, even today, you can get Yeezys for retail price no matter where you go. Yeah. And so I think companies are really the ones who controlled the resale market by how much stock they put out there and how they control their products. Now, I feel like a lot of companies are sort of mass producing a lot of what they have. So it's like, resale shit is dead. And then you got the fast fashion shit too. Yeah. Fast fashion that mixed with the copies a lot of the stuff, even though it's not the original. And I think Supreme, even with Tremaine leaving, hasn't had the best publicity this year, just based off of that. I think so. But I think also them being acquired, it's being ran differently. Yeah. So, of course, like, there's more expectations, right? Like now instead of it being like real cool, laid back at the office, we're running a company. We have some corporate motherfuckers in here, but now it's kind of really like dictated based off of numbers, goals, you got to think when corporate takes over, it's like they want the most profit. They want to mass produce. So it's like they have a completely different business model than I'm sure the cool factor. Yeah, the previous owner of Supreme did. Where he might have wanted that cool factor and things of that nature. Now it's like, we want straight money. They want straight money. And I think still making it. Yeah, no, they're still making it. But they are falling short of some of their goals. Right. But fucking their goals compared to most streetwear brands are like. Yeah, I think like last year they made what, 600-700 million, something to that extent. It's crazy. Yeah, so it's like. And they fucking crying about them being short of like hitting their targets. It's like, Supreme definitely still on this list. I don't think that they're dead. I do think that it's just a different dynamic for Supreme, and not everything's gonna hit like how it used to. Yeah. But that's the point. Like, you're gonna have your ups and downs, but really not every collection's supposed to hit, I think. Right. You got a few pieces here and there that definitely, I think people definitely are sought after than others. But yeah, people still want the North Face collabs. People still, them shits is fire. The Stone Island ones be dope too. Yeah. But my favorite one was probably the Bounty Hunter one. That was a really dope collab. Shout out to that. So if y'all could send me some of that, that'd be fire. Yeah, send us some of that, man. Yeah, send us something, man. We struggling podcasters here. Facts. Next, we got the Amy Leon Dool. Good pronunciation. I think that's how the fuck you say it. I was searching on YouTube all day. So some of their standout moments: reopening its renovated flagship in New York, and growing. Had some collabs with New Balance and Porsche or Porsche. I like this brand, and their pieces do hit, more or less their lookbooks. Yeah. I don't know if it's like a sought after streetwear brand. That's the thing though. Yeah, I don't know. Who the fuck is wearing, like, who do you think their target audience is or demographic that they're trying to reach? Because I don't think it's like us in the, in the streets. But it got that preppy type of J. Crew, like expensive J. Crew, cashmere crew neck sweaters for $550, double-breasted wool top coat for $1,600. Sheesh. God damn, I'm sweating thinking about that. Those are expensive, But I think their sneakers is really what's been. Their sneakers are good. Their New Balance collabs have really been what's, to me,
in the streets, what's like, okay, like you got those. Like, and over the past few years, they've been doing their thing with New Balance.
I like the color palettes that they use too for a lot of their sneakers.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, I think, I don't want to say, like you said before, it's a shitty list, but I think maybe this brand does have a lot of steam to it. There is some popularity around it, even though it might not be super popular in the streets.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of corporate interest, and there's still some celebrities that are involved. So gotta give it to them.
It feels like, and with their flagship store too, it feels like they are somewhat a staple in New York City. But I think for maybe their demographic, it might be like some, fucking college kids around the city, maybe
a little older than that.
Maybe a little older, but yeah, I wonder, because I've never seen anyone be like, oh yeah, I got this shit.
Yeah. But it could be one of those brands that has, people might not necessarily be talking about them, but people definitely have the pieces, and maybe they just incorporate their pieces differently in terms of what they wear. So it might not have the big splash name, but people still wear it.
The resale value for it, I feel like, isn't as high either. I was just on Grailed I always used to search for this brand on Grailed, and I never really saw a lot of pieces on there. I was like, ugh, I can't afford $550 crew neck sweaters, but maybe the resale value. I'm like, who the fuck is buying this? But shout out to y'all. Definitely get Teddy Saints founder on here, talk a little bit more. But the aesthetic is super dope though. Can't take that away.
No, they're
super dope aesthetic.
They're a dope brand for sure.
Yeah, just an expensive brand, and I don't know who's necessarily wearing it right now. Yeah. But next is Palace.
Palace.
They got the Evizel collab. They had their New Balance collab. The collab with McDonald's this year. Yeah. They've been doing it up. Like, Palace is I put that over Supreme right now. I definitely do love Palace. Could we sit here and say Palace might be the best skateboard brand?
For sure.
Top three?
You can
all time.
I mean, at this all time for sure. You could put it number 2 if you.
Yeah.
If you comfortable, I would put it.
Why
number 2.
Palace hits hard? Like, why are they fucking lit? I mean, I feel like there's not a lot of flaws in a lot of their drops. Like, maybe the collabs. Some of the collabs are like, whatever.
They don't have the Supreme level collabs.
Yeah. The collabs. Some of the collabs be okay, but I like the one with the Evizel and Averex. So they had some pieces on there that was dope.
Averex collab was dope.
The leather jackets was dope.
Yeah, Palace just makes good quality stuff, and it just really. It never, the quality never drops off. You never look at their collections like, oh, shit is corny. Yeah. This shit is outdated. It's just like,
they know who they are. Like, they don't try anything.
Change. Like, even when you go on their website and they have the little funny sayings when you look at products and stuff like that, it's like
their product descriptions are hilarious. They use the same, models majority of the time for a lot of their shoots, and the feel of the shoots and the lookbooks are great. They stay in their pocket. A lot of those Gore-Tex coats.
Yeah, the Gore-Tex.
I bought my first fucking Palace jacket camo. We'll put that on here so y'all can see it. But I was fucking hype. I wear that bitch every day, especially for like $4 something. I'm wearing that shit every day.
Got to
every day.
Get your money's worth.
Yeah, I gotta get my money's worth, man. I don't know about y'all people, man, but when I buy clothes now, I'm thinking to myself how many wears I'm gonna get out of it, because you got to justify spending some of the money that you do spend. Especially if you ain't getting no fakes or nothing, you got to really justify spending like $400.
If you spending a car payment on something.
Yeah. Some of y'all living bad out here just buying clothes. Shame on y'all, man.
Nah, salute to y'all, man.
Shame on y'all, man. Some of y'all can't afford some of the stuff y'all buying, and y'all are using Klarna or like fucking every 2-week payments, and y'all think that y'all getting a deal. Nah, man. Shame on y'all, man.
It's New York City. You gotta be fly out here in these streets, man.
Shame on y'all. Y'all eating.
Nah, I'm on your side, man. It don't matter if you live in a studio apartment, if you got 10 roommates, if you outside and you fly, this is a PA say, if you outside and you fly, That's all that matters, man. You know what I'm saying? If you look good, you feel good. Feel me?
Y'all niggas ain't Deion Sanders because y'all don't. That's a Deion Sanders saying. If you look good, you play good.
Exactly.
Y'all ain't playing good. Y'all live in.
Look at Deion Sanders, Hall of Famer, best corner ever.
Yeah. No one got. Yeah, they don't got Deion Sanders money.
Well, yeah.
Some of y'all living. Y'all got to scale back a little bit, man. Some of y'all need to be on Fashion Nova or Boo Hoo. You know.
I mean, Fashion Nova is pretty dope. I mean, that's pretty.
Maybe for the women. I don't know about guys. Fashion Nova men.
Fashion Nova men is okay. It's okay. They got cheap stuff.
They got I don't know. Cheap stuff. I mean,
you could get you some like parachute pants or some cargo pants, something like that. You could get something like that on Fashion.
Okay. Yeah. I can see that. I mean, like
$20-$30.
Yeah. Okay. That's not bad. I mean, yeah.
You know.
I mean, no one judging. I feel like at this point in time, like no one judges you what you wear, as long as you're not looking like bummy.
No one even knows the brands half the time.
There's so many new brands out here. Next, they got Joe Fresh Goods.
Joe Fresh Goods.
Yeah. He had a New Balance collaboration. He had his own personal collection as well, and then they put shedding light on history of Black travel through his Vans capsule collection and using his platform to give back to the Chicago community. Okay. I mean, I think the New Balance collabs are definitely...
A lot of brands have New Balance
collabs. Yeah. I think the New Balance collabs is really where maybe he makes this list just being, as far as just like relevance. I don't know if like the actual clothing of Joe Fresh Goods is necessarily strong enough to put him on this list, but I love how he does a lot of storytelling about Chicago through his clothes. I know he recently closed I think he had his own like brick and mortar space out there in Chicago, but yeah, what's your thoughts on Joe?
I like some of Joe Fresh Goods. I like some of the pieces. Everybody's got a New Balance collab, but his New Balance collab was dope.
Yeah, we need a freaking New Balance collab. Maybe when we get a little bit bigger, we could definitely New Balance or Asics for sure. Asics is nice.
Asics has had some good collabs over the years with a lot of brands.
We'll get on that because they had a good collab with Awake too. So I'll get on that. Joe Fresh. I think I would bump Joe Fresh out. I might put Carhartt here.
Carhartt.
Or I would put or they don't have Cactus Plant Flea Market here either.
They don't?
No, they didn't have them on this list.
Yeah, complex.
Yeah, I think anything. I would. I think Joe would be runner up. I might replace Joe Fresh Goods with
Carhartt.
Carhartt's been pretty solid, man.
They have some really nice stuff, like their pants, jackets. Yeah, they just have some.
And they have really good collabs too. They've been doing good with their collabs. So I would, just based off relevance, but his New Balance has been hitting. I like the ones last year, 2022, than the ones that he had this year, and we'll put those up. But yeah, shout out to you, Joe. Cactus Plant. I mean, transitioning them, even though they haven't been on the list. At first, I thought their clothes were like I didn't know how long they would stand the testament of time. Because I first started seeing them with Pharrell, but then
that's how everybody's seen them with Pharrell.
Yeah. Then they recently had like their Nike collab, which has been dope.
The Nike collab is what really put them on.
Put them on, right?
Because they had a couple of those long sleeve shirts. They had a couple the pants too. They had a lot of stuff. So Cactus Plant is
I like them because their hype isn't just still like based off of like celebrity influence. It's still like, oh, like they have some real unique pieces.
They have unique pieces.
And design, sure. Like real, when we talk about like graphic design, like I feel like Cactus.
Yeah, for sure.
They definitely
they stand out amongst all the other brands.
Yeah. And a lot of imitators, as far as like a lot of those TikTok brands and shit like that, I feel like they try to copy Cactus a little bit, especially with like the puffy print and shit like that. Yeah.
No, I'm thinking about it. Yeah, a lot of brands.
Do copy that type of like aesthetic. So it's like, okay, but no one yet has been able to kind of like master it. And of course, with the collabs, has definitely been. They even have freaking collab with McDonald's. So next we got Awake. They opened up their first brick and mortar in New York City. They had the collab with Asics, and they had a collaboration with Carhartt. But I like Awake, man. Shout out to Awake. I think their pieces are very. It feels like New York. Like their lookbooks feel like New York.
Yeah.
Their pieces are. Their aesthetic is just like appealing as well. Like everything about Awake so far that I've seen, you know, even from the leather jackets, from the hoodies, the cardigans, it just feels like on brand with like East Coast. Like, and I like that.
For sure. That's what's good about it. I mean, to me, that's the aesthetic of the brand, and that's what's connecting me to it. It's just how it look, you know, it gives you that New York feel.
Yeah.
Especially when they just had the release of the leather jackets. They look, you know, the Averex style jackets. So no, they're dope. They're dope.
Wake is dope.
They belong on the list.
Yeah. I'm about to. I'm swiping that credit card today on Black Friday. Shout out to Awake, boy. I'm swiping that card. Nah, I definitely do like them. Their founder, he used to work for Supreme. I seen him on the Throwing Fits podcast talking a little bit about that. So he definitely they have the background and the foundation to and the, you know, resources too. So I think that's a great thing. I haven't been to their store yet, so definitely gotta head out there. Gotta hit them up. But they definitely belong on this list. The purple A6 that they did, the gel NYC ones, those was fire. With the gothic grape. I've been seeing Drake wear this. They got pictures of Drake wearing this stuff.
That's why they're on the list.
Yeah, maybe. Rihanna's, then they did Rihanna's custom Super Bowl flight suit.
Yeah.
And then they did some stuff for Beyonce's Renaissance tour. I don't know if if the streets is looking for this.
You know, if you got celebrities wearing your stuff, then
you can make it on this list.
Yeah, you can make it on any list these days.
Yeah. Question here. Could gallery department or Rude maybe take this spot for
sure. Rude is still at the top. Gallery department, they've had some big years. They're still going strong.
Shout out to both of those guys. So, but to pivot to Rude, Ruji, their founder, he's been on the news a few months back on you know, stealing the company funds to support his lavish lifestyle.
Right.
And he was selling, supposedly selling, allegedly, selling pieces to his VP clients behind, you know, direct to them and keeping the funds. And I follow that motherfucker on Instagram. That man lives.
He in a private jet.
He lives a pretty lavish lifestyle. I didn't think about it. And when you do look at some of the other founders, and they don't have to post what they do, but you know, Ruji's watch collection, the private jets, the yachts, the cars.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, Rude is doing their thing. But then I see this article, I'm like, getting sued for about 30 mil. Yeah. Do you think that's gonna hinder the brand at all, or you think like if you was in his shoes, you gotta do what you gotta do? As far as just keeping up with the lifestyle, being with Jay-Z, Kevin Hart, all of these, you know, being in those circles.
Yeah, I mean, in the lawsuit, it alleges that he stole money from his business partner.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'd be stealing money from my business partners. But in terms of like him living a lavish lifestyle, it's on brand, especially with the pieces that he's making. Yeah. Sort of incorporating that lavish lifestyle. It's on brand. You got to be you with Jay-Z, you with the celebrities, and you selling to them, you know, and promoting them too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's on brand. You know, you got to be in the. But if you spending your own cash on the PJs, if you in that position, yo, Jay-Z, let me get on the PJ with you.
Yeah.
Let me borrow your watch.
No.
You know, you don't want to be stealing, even if you know. I'm sure. I think I've read some of the details in the lawsuit. Him and his business partner were estranged.
After a few years he invested about $50,000 into the business, and that could be another topic, a full topic of just like brands taking investments to scale and grow, and is that good for brands? Like you lose that creative control, but then you'll see a lot more brands that are on top now, kind of looking like, you know, just brand owners that are trying to grow their brand. You know, it's hard, you know, without that initial capital.
Yeah, without the investment.
Yeah, it's hard to scale.
Yeah. Like, last time I came, I talked about me and my boy,
yeah,
the brand, and it's just like, we need an investment, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, if somebody came to us and said, yo, I got $100K.
Yeah.
Give me 30-40% of ownership. It's like, that's a real conversation, you know, just to get things up and started, because it's just so difficult out here with your own money to start a brand, unless you're, you know, going to Alibaba or, you know,
even that, like, you still gotta grow and scale, and it takes money. People don't realize that it doesn't matter what industry you're in, whether it's fashion, it doesn't matter what industry. That capital, the name of the game is cash flow. You need cash flow to continue to stay in business. That's where most businesses fails. Not only because they don't have the customers or they weren't first to the market or anything. It's like that cash flow dries up. It's over.
Yeah, because most businesses, you got to think, it's like you don't necessarily get the customers immediately. You might go through years in the red.
Yeah.
So it's like you got to be able to weather that storm.
Got to weather that storm.
The capital is just like, you kind of fucked.
And the funny thing is, once that lawsuit stuff came out, he was still splurging.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, I don't care.
Because I got to keep my name out there.
Yeah, he was still, I still follow him. I'm like, oh, he don't care. And I respect it. You know, I think Rude is still a sought after brand. It still has the hype. The celebrities are still messing with it. So shout out to Ruji and Rude. You guys definitely should be on this list. Gallery department was falling into a weird space where I thought it was going to fall in, or it kind of did, but maybe not. But Denim Tears, where and it's something weird when it comes to I guess black brands, where it's like if it's overworn, it's like, yo, this brand ain't hot no more. And it's like
that's any brand.
You don't think it has to do with? Because I don't see this with any other brand. It feels like for the past few years it was V-Lone. Oh, V-Lone is overworn too much. Now it was Gallery department, and then now it's like Denim Tears. But it's like, as a brand owner, you want your stuff to be worn, don't you? But as you spoke about with fakes, the fakes kind of do ruin,
especially with Gallery department.
Gallery department fakes is nasty.
Nasty work.
Yeah, you go out to Houston, boy. You go to a party in Houston.
But even kids in high schools they know about, they own it. It could be that.
He just opened up a store too in
it could be that
2022, if I'm not mistaken, in Miami.
Even Telfar too. You know, we didn't talk about him, but even Telfar, his bags are super popular the last couple of years, and now it's kind of cooling off.
But the thing is, all of these brand owners are.
Oh, it's a conspiracy.
No, it's not a conspiracy. But when you look at it from a Chanel, a Prada, anything, there's a bunch of fakes there, and it doesn't. Louis Vuitton. Yo, you go down to Canal Street, the same fucking MILFs and mothers coming from Florida and Ohio and all over. They do their tours, and they go down to Canal Street,
get themselves 20 bags.
20 bags. It's still not the value of Louis Vuitton hasn't stopped, and they buy the same freaking replica bags.
I get what you're saying in that regard. I just think, it's a tough situation, because Louis Vuitton it's a household name. It's a fashion house that existed for 100 years. Yeah. So I guess a lot of those European brands sort of have that longevity. Yeah. And they've been around.
And they're not relying on one piece, I guess, too.
Yeah, they're relying on an entire.
But that's the thing. Gallery department and Denim Tears, they have more than, I guess, the piece.
But that's the thing, though, right? It's of course, they have the period of hype, just like Supreme. Yeah. But now Supreme is outside of that period of hype, and now you're looking at the collections and you're looking at pieces, and you're judging them not because of the hype, but because
you're judging them just straight off pieces, which I do like. Yeah. Because I felt like during the hype period of Supreme, it was too much hype, and everybody's
just cop everything.
Yeah, cop everything, resell everything, got to go up by about 30-40%, and I'm just like, what's going on? I couldn't, and that was a beautiful time
in hindsight.
In hindsight, because it was
then it was annoying as fuck.
Yeah, because you couldn't cop anything. It made no sense that you got to wake up. Oh, The release is at 12 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
And by 12:01, 12:02, everything is sold out. And then you have the time of the bots. Then you have time of like people waiting online.
Waiting online was, I mean, there was a lot of crazy stuff.
You waited online?
Hell no, I ain't waiting on.
Oh, okay.
Shit. But it was like a party waiting online.
Yeah.
I remember back in the day, they used to have the baby guy. He used to come in, the Basinate warrior.
Yo, shout out to him.
If you watching this, come on here for an interview, man.
No, I think he locked up, yo.
Oh,
yeah, he locked up.
Well, when you get out, get on the couch. You know what
I
I'm
think
saying?
he
Talk
locked
about your
up. Yeah,
experience.
shout out to you, yo. He had Soho in a chokehold, bro.
Until you got touched.
Yeah,
I touched a few times.
Yeah, I wouldn't say all that, man. Yeah, no. Yeah, I guess he did. He did get in a few fights. I think he got locked up a few times.
Yeah.
But yeah. People were definitely scared of that guy.
He was picking on kids though. That's what
picking on kids. I think when he did have the altercation with the grown man, then it got.
He ran up on Seth Rogen.
Yeah, that was weird. Yeah, don't do that, bro.
Yeah.
We love you, bro. We want you. We don't want you in. I don't know why he's in jail, but yeah, we want you to. You're a loving soul, man. We don't want you out here hurting people and shit, scaring people for views, man.
Nah, but that time is.
That time is.
People are still doing shit like that, but
yeah, that's corny. That's corny. Don't do that. Don't do that. Corny. Shout out to him. But yeah, he was rocking with Babe hard, and
that was a crazy time.
Yeah, those are crazy times, man. Good times.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll low E. I don't know about that. We might get you the F out of here. Then you got Jound. Jound.
Yeah.
I like them. They're on the list. And what do they have? New Balance collabs, Reebok collaboration. Then they've also did some stuff with Levi's. But here's their first paragraph that Complex describes them. It says, Jound isn't a brand you go to when you are looking for a design that is pushing the envelope or taking strides into new territory. For some people, that's enough to write it off as a boring or a label lacking creativity. But what the Montreal imprint has been able to do consistently is create staple pieces at the highest level of quality. Should not be overlooked. I do think that they have had some of the best New Balance collaborations over the past, maybe I would say 2 years. Their pieces are pretty clean, as they said. There's nothing like really super aesthetically like groundbreaking what they do.
Yeah.
You can go to Uniqlo and find some of the same pieces, I think, overall, especially when it just comes to just like staples.
They're a good brand, but you know what? I might have to get them out of here too.
Yeah, you gotta get them out.
I'm gonna put in, this brand doesn't get talked about enough. I'm gonna put in Who Decides War. This brand, he's been out for years.
They've been working,
putting in work, working with Virgil, just putting out fire.
It's the murder, right? Murder
bravado.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah, you and wifey got to pull
Facts.
up, man.
Facts.
Dream team.
He's
Dream
just been
team.
putting out just crazy pieces. I mean, the level of detail, the embroidery, just
yo, the
fire.
the Dipset pieces, and then the Rough Rider this year, the Who Decides fire, and then the leather coat that Jim Jones wore at the
Yo, I would kill for that. I would kill somebody for that.
It is a beautiful jacket.
It's beautiful. It's a work of art.
Nah, that's something that you spend money. That is when Rocky said we don't wear clothes, we wear pieces.
Facts.
That's a piece right there.
Piece. You could put that in a museum.
That's a piece right there.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah. We got to get them out of there. We'll replace them with Who Decides Wars.
J round. Well, we gotta.
Yeah. We got to put Who Decides Wars in here. Next on the list, we got Cortez. Some of their standout moments this year, the Air Maxes that they were able to drop, and they did like a little pop up here in New York too, at somewhere in Harlem. But yeah, their brand's just been growing, been blowing up. I think we've talked about them before.
Yeah,
I got the guy's name wrong. I said Kurt. His name's Clint. Shout out to you, Clint. But yeah, that brand's been dope, man. And I think overall they have gotten the youth involved. Like they have a lot of like meetups out there in the UK.
Yeah.
Where like kids are like traded in their like North Face winter coats.
Really?
Yeah. And trading them in for their coats, which is crazy. But they got the youth in a chokehold, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, their pieces are definitely, you can even see the UK influences.
Yeah. With the tracksuits.
They're cool. I mean, I didn't know about that. What they did with the North Faces.
Yeah. They have that, or they'll do shit where they're giving away free clothes, and their owner Clint is like running around through like they actually, it's called Soho too out there in the UK. Yeah. Running around Soho, like kids are chasing after him just to get like free shirts. He got the hype. He got the celebrity influence too. He got Skepta. He got Drake. Yeah. Drake shouted him out in a freestyle too. I think that's what you really need. I feel like the hype will be over with this brand, but I think the owner's so consistent and passionate about the brand that
you still have a consistent.
Yeah, they're gonna have that consistency. And he just did a photo shoot too for Supreme. They used him as their model too for I think it was maybe their fall collection. Okay. But yeah. Shout out to Cortez. I think they stay on this list. This is
for sure. They're becoming a staple.
Yeah, they're becoming a staple. Them New Balances were fire. Them green shits was nice work. Next we got Fear of God. They put his standout moments as having his first fashion show at the Hollywood Bowl and teasing this Adidas collaboration. I seen the pictures of the Adidas collab, man. You got to go back to Nike, man.
I don't know about it. I don't got much to say.
I don't know about Fear of God anymore. I mean, Essentials have been really,
that's his bread and butter.
That's his bread and butter right there. I don't think you can do no wrong with Essentials right now. But as far as Fear of God,
Fear of God is.
I don't know if they can make that list right now. I mean, for this year.
Yeah, Fear of God is cool.
I love Jerry Lorenzo. I love what they do. I just don't think that they've done enough this year,
honestly,
to be on this list. As far as one of the,
I would put Stussy.
Oh, Stussy's on the list.
Oh, it's on the list.
Yeah, okay. You can't have this list without having Stussy. Stussy's next. I mean, we could just jump. Yeah, Fear of God. I would probably get you guys out of here, to be honest with you. But Stussy.
Stussy's
fire.
Yeah. Fire. And to me, they still get the recognition, but they've never been in that like top number one discussion.
Yeah.
But they're sort of like Palace, where it's just like, everything they drop is just right.
Fire.
The right quality, the right price points, everything is just right.
Yeah, good price points, good collabs.
Yeah. Good
lookbooks, good like they go at their own. They're like Luka Doncic. They go at their own pace. It's like you know what you're going to get a 30, 15 and 10 with Stussy, like
every time.
Good job. Like, they do really good work, man. Yeah. I don't think they've missed as well. I'm going to check you guys out too on Black Friday.
That's a fact. I didn't even look on the site yet.
Nah. I don't even know if they got anything on sale. I got to see the.
Is this list in any specific order?
The order? No. There's not like 1, 2, 3. It's just a list. They dropped this list in June of this year. I'm sure it's been updated, but I thought it was good to just take a look at. Next, we got Denim Tears. Denim Tears for sure. I think I don't know if they would have made this list if Tremaine still was at Supreme, but I think since he was like F them and went back to Denim Tears, I think a lot of his energy is focused on there. And I think he just realized like, all right, cool, like, he made his, we'll say it's allegations, because, you got his truth, you got corporate's truth, and then you got the truth somewhere in the middle.
The story is that he wanted more black representation at the company, and I think they might have promised him when he first got hired, and after a while they said, fuck you.
Yeah.
We don't give a fuck.
You got to work. Work.
Which is like, I mean, that is... If you come to a company with a pledge and after a while of being there, they sort of renege on that, then it might be time for an exit.
Yeah,
so I get it from that perspective.
Yeah, that's why I say I get it from that perspective. When he was talking about like the whip designs and all that from working with the collaboration with one of the artists that he handpicked to kind of do that with, I think that's up in the air. I've never been on that side of one having to ask anyone to like, can we do this work with this person?
Right.
Or even in a creative director role. I would challenge him is to still actually do the collaboration, but with Denim Tears. I'm interested to see how that would have came out as well. And if he felt like it would have the impact that he was looking for in the first place, to be honest. But Denim Tears is definitely there. They just opened up their, or they're opening up a store. I've seen, pictures of that. I think it's probably going to be like, Lower East Side or something like that. But, they've been doing that thing with the collabs. They also, got the New Era hats. Really consistent. Even with their collabs with Levi's has been dope.
Yeah.
Denim Tears is definitely here. I wouldn't take them off this list. Shout out to them. But I think we're good there. I mean, is there anyone that you think we left out? And this is just like a part one of a overview of 2023, but
I can't think of anybody right now.
There's a lot of brands.
There's a lot of brands, but to be on the top,
we'll leave you guys to add that in the comments and give the feedback. We haven't really even talked on any sneakers. We haven't talked about any news really. This can be like an hour and a half, 2 hour long combo. So this is just for part one. Hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share, comment. We appreciate you guys. And leave some comments. Tell us what you guys want us to talk about. Peace out.
Peace.